Mikey. What are we going to do today with you?
Talk about my wins?
Okay. Let's talk about how your day started. What'd you do this morning, dude?
So it's FAFO Friday.
Okay.
Other estimator, he's always late. So I destroyed his desk this morning.
By flipping everything upside down.
Everything upside down.
Because it is Finish Friday.
Man, listen.
Let's get after it and make today a win.
Rock thunder so hard yesterday, you can still hear it rolling today.
My wins for yesterday were
Big win for us yesterday was... So my win yesterday was...
These things are like, sweet.
Let's go.
It's that part.
Yeah.
I have a feeling when we're done with this, my desk is probably going to be destroyed. But next Friday, I'm going to tape everything to the ceiling.
I can't wait to go see what your desk looks like after this. Oh, my gosh.
Because we got the board cleared today.
You do? Already?
Yeah.
Nice. How's everything going in the estimating department with you guys?
It's going really good, especially with the addition we brought in there, the old man.
Mm-hmm.
He makes a great addition to us. We get to pick his brain, not have to come to you as much.
Yeah.
It's beneficial having him in there.
He brings a lot of experience for you guys back there.
He does. And some of the other people we've had try back there, by far he supersedes all of them. He's got the input down. He's actually doing takeoffs.
Toggle, everything.
Yeah, everything. He's all over everything back there.
Writing up proposals.
Yep. Spreadsheets, proposals.
Yeah.
He's having a hard time with the proposal side of it. He said something yesterday about it. That it takes him too damn long to write one up.
The verbiage?
Yeah. No more. Yeah, it does that.
Yeah. But the thing about those is when you write up so many of them, it eventually becomes second nature. You have all your exclusions, your inclusions. You know what you're looking for. You know what you need to put in there and what you don't need to put in there. And then it's just, it goes.
Something I've learned over the last, because I've been in the estimating department almost a year now, and something I've learned is more of the exclusion side of it. As long as we get a lot of meat and potatoes behind it, we're good.
Yeah, because it covers your butt when you get a contract and all of a sudden they slip something through because they want you to paint it. You didn't have it in the inclusions or exclusions. And then all of a sudden it's in the contract and they want us to paint it for free.
Yeah, that happens.
It's happened.
It just happened yesterday.
And I caught it.
You did catch it.
Thank God it was only about $2,800 and it wasn't that bad. But I could definitely see why, it's for you guys being back there, you do so much and it becomes redundant to an extent, right? You're looking at the plans over and over and over and over and over, and then you're writing a proposal, you're cross-referencing your spreadsheet to your proposal, and sometimes things get missed. We're human, everybody makes mistakes.
And with that contractor, I'd been in touch with him on and off for a couple weeks working on that one. And it was just last minute, hurry up. Yeah, I want to go with you guys. I want to build our relationship back up. Let's go.
Yeah.
It was nice that I was able to put a little bit of T&M in there for some stuff that was going on. So we might make up a little bit. I might have to go paint about 15 doors.
Do you think you still know how to paint doors?
Give me a couple doors. I'll figure it out again.
All right. How long have you been in the estimating department now?
Almost a year.
Almost a year. And you came in at a really bad time.
The day I came in is when all the estimators that were in here quit.
Walked out the door.
Yep.
That must have been hard for you. What was that like?
It was difficult in the sense of not having anybody to really show me anything. And back then we were doing paper plans. So it was some taking used to. When we moved over to the new office, though, you and John told me, hey, do one a week on this. Or one a day and on the Toggle AI program. And I ran with it. And I just started doing everything on there.
Right.
So it was me learning and then having to try to teach somebody else. It's still kind of difficult on that side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now we do the training seminars, though, so it makes it a little bit easier learning more meat and potatoes behind that program, too.
Right. And that's probably been real helpful.
It has. It's sad we got away from it, but us with the busy board and only 2 to 3 estimators, but we need to get back to that so we can learn more.
Right. Because the thing about that program, too, is they're AI-based to some degree on the interior elevations, and they're eventually going to roll into the AI takeoff on the exterior, too. Yeah. So with that being a program that is going to continually grow and expand on what it does, you have to go through these training seminars to continue to grow with the program. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's something that I quit watching videos on it on YouTube when they had them. I stopped doing all that I got comfortable with it. And now that I'm seeing all the new stuff come out, game changer.
Right.
And teaching the new guys in the office, even one that's been in there about 8 months now, showing him, hey, if you just click the auto toggle button for your floor plans, especially if we're doing a multifamily, you can do 4 or 5 pages and then come back and clean everything up.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll save you half the time.
Right. For you being out in the field, how long were you in the field?
Almost 2 years, a year and a half.
Almost 2 years, I think.
Almost 2 years.
Coming from the field as a painter and looking at blueprints, and now you being in the estimating department for about a year, what's the difference from being in the field and looking at the plans from a different perspective?
So when I was out there and we were getting the prints, they were all highlighted. Everything was done for us. We just had to look at them and find out where paint went, which our superintendents helped us with that.
Right.
Now being in the office, it's going through every page. We do some government jobs and having to look through specifications to make sure I don't miss anything. And the government jobs are the worst because they give you 15,000 pages to go through and you don't know where to look. But being out there, I knew how to read blueprints before I came in. Somewhat, not real great, but I could get by. Now I know exactly where to look for what we do.
Right. So do you think that if you didn't have the field experience and jumping right into an estimating position, do you think that you would have been able to be as successful as you are right now?
I don't think so.
And why?
Being a commercial painter and knowing what we paint 90% of the time is a game changer. Knowing that, I can look at something and see it's a drive it for the ephes and know 95% of the time that it comes integral colored.
Right.
So I can skip by and then make a phone call to find out if it's actually going to be, because those call out for paint colors.
Right. And that's something that the reason why I ask is because that's something I'm always trying to talk about. It's not just within your business life, it's also within your personal life, because there's stepping stones to life as well as business. And you see a lot of people that try to jump and move super fast in life and business, but those people have a tendency to fail because they want everything super fast, right?
And coming from me, I've almost got 5 years clean and sober.
Right.
And,
Congratulations.
And instant gratification for somebody like me leads me back down to that road where it's not going to work out. Take your time, learn it, and everything will come.
Be patient, be humble.
You have to.
You have to grow.
And you guys have pushed me sometimes a little bit faster than others, but I've always stepped up and I've always managed.
100%. But the thing about you, Mikey, is me and John have been doing the vocational program for a long time. And we always see a lot of true potential in everybody. And for you personally, I've watched you grow since the day we first met. And you always kept your head down. You always kept grinding. You just kept going and going and going and going. And with you being that type of person, sometimes people get a little stagnant. And you can honestly say that I'm correct.
100%.
And it became noticeable to an extent, to the point where me and John were like, Mikey, you're getting complacent. Let's push him a little bit. And what did you do?
I ran with it.
You did exactly what we told you needed to do. And it wasn't, hey, shoot for the stars, run over here. It was, hey, take the next step. Hey, do this. Hey, do this, right? And you took that direction and you followed the recipe, and you have come so far.
I remember my first challenge was about a month after I started an out-of-town project. We came back from Payson, and we came back and got in the office, and you and John said, you have 30 days. Either you prove yourself or you're gone. And I'm not going nowhere. And I went out to a Red Bull facility and painted that. And that's where I really started to grasp everything.
And that was a good project to experience, because it was a big industrial facility and there was a lot of different products, different application processes, and you had a good team out there for the most part.
I did. I had some great teachers that came out, especially when we worked the weekend and a bunch of us would show up out there. I learned masking tricks, painting tricks, just everything. And it was kind of overwhelming. Drank a lot of Red Bull, though, too.
Go figure. You're at the Red Bull facility and you're drinking Red Bull. Wasn't there a guy that brought a monster into the facility and they told him to get rid of it?
Yeah. They would not allow monsters in there.
Yeah, that's crazy. But after that Red Bull facility, what was it like after that? You know, you went to project to project to project to project.
So we finished out the Red Bull, and I went to TSMC.
Okay.
And I was there for 2 or 3 months, something like that, working in the basement,
Mm-hmm.
side by side with Isaiah. And that's where I took the steps to become OSHA 10 certified, because I was looking at Isaiah, and I want to be where he's at.
He just told me that the other day, that you guys were having a conversation and that you were gunning for his position.
Yes, I am.
I started dying. I was like, I never looked at it that way, but once he told me, I was like, okay, I see what Mikey was doing.
I did my OSHA 10, then I did my OSHA 30, and I'm just going to keep going. My peer support and all my safety stuff, I keep pushing.
Right.
I've told you and John I want to become an OSHA trainer for us,
Mm-hmm.
you know, sometime down the road. That'll help save us money and be able to bring income in,
Right. Thinking outside the box.
thinking the bigger picture.
Correct. That was something I did years back. It was being on the commercial job sites that we're on, you know, TSMC, the biggest commercial job site in the United States, and all of the other industrial projects that we were on that were coming up. Everybody had to be lift certified or forklift certified. And if I sent 5 guys to one of our lift locations where we rent from, it would cost me $75 a person. Rather me go and pay, I think it was like $260, and I become a lift certified trainer to where I can do it in-house. So I can definitely see the logic behind the way you were thinking, and that's good.
You know, this is my home. This company, I'm never leaving PHP.
Right.
You guys will fire me, and I'll still be showing up for work every day
For free.
for free until you hire me back.
With estimating, I want to see what the future looks for you. What's your goals?
So I've told you this once before, but I plan on staying in the estimating at least 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like to try to go to a superintendent
Okay.
and stay there for 3 to 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then project manager. And I was telling Isaiah this the other day, and he just thought, well, I'm going to be in Greg's office, and Greg's going to be in John's office.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then I'll come for your office, and you can move over to Greg's office.
Wow. There's a lot of planning behind this. I feel like you guys are having long, lengthy conversations about the positions above you guys, but that's good.
No, I look at it this way. Isaiah, working with him and how he was in the field, and as a superintendent, as my safety coordinator, as now project manager, he laced me up to come into the office. He truly did, by giving me that drive and showing me the ways of how to manage different projects. There was a few projects I was on there that the GC would call us, and I only want Mike and his crew back. That makes you feel good.
Right.
Isaiah was my superintendent on one project, and I seen him maybe 5 times in 2 months. He would show up, make sure everything was running right, and he would leave. He never had any complaints or anything about us. We were always doing our jobs.
What was the last project you were on? That was
TSMC.
before you came into the office?
Yep. That was when we were doing the pre-cat epoxy on the walls in the IT rooms.
Okay.
We pulled off, and you guys brought me in the office that week. Actually, the very day we pulled out of there,
Okay.
you called me and said, hey, you're coming in the office tomorrow.
You don't got a choice.
Oh, you told me I had a choice. And
I'm just kidding. And for you, the one thing that I've really been trying to get out there, you know, with this podcast, What's Your Win, is I see a lot of people struggle with getting stuck on what happened in the past and not focusing on what's in front of them. You know, every day is a new day, and our past does not define who we are today.
no, it does not.
And for you, what's life like for you today?
I'm in touch with almost all my family. There's still some that won't talk to me. I've got great friends that stand by me and support me through whatever I do. I'm able to go see brand new movies that come out, or go to a concert, or go to a show, do whatever I want. Take care of my kid. Getting ready to go to St. Joseph the Worker and start my next chapter.
Right.
Now, that's something big. I see a lot of people that do get stagnant,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm one of them. A little kick in the ass, and I start running again.
There it is. And something I do want to commend you on, and I didn't realize it until after I went back and started looking at the video when we were at the drag show last weekend or the weekend before. You being up on stage, and they passed around a bunch of shot glasses. I want to give you kudos for that, man. That was huge. And a lot of people don't have that kind of strength being in those type of situations.
I know where that leads.
Mhm.
That one shot, that place where I've probably been burned to the ground.
Right.
And I don't want to go back that way because that just leads right back to prison.
Right.
And I'm not okay with that. The life I have right now, I love.
It's amazing.
I get to come in here and pull shenanigans in the morning. I mean,
I still can't wait to go see what your desk looks like after this.
I don't think he's got the balls to do it.
For you today, what is life, not just, you know, the things that are happening in your life today, but what do you do on a day-to-day basis to keep yourself grounded? And the type of things that you do on a day-to-day basis to keep yourself surrounded with like-minded individuals, sober people, what is that like?
I do a lot of events with the Phoenix.
Mhm.
It's a sober app. You have to have 48 hours of recovery. There's free things all over the valley for you to actually nationwide to do. And then those people, I go do, like I said, I go to movies with them. We go to drag shows, you know, and it's awesome to see what we can do sober. And what keeps me is just talking with you and John more than anything.
Right.
I come in the morning, I see you guys, we sit down for a few minutes,
How early do you come in every morning before your start time?
about an hour.
Yeah, that's true grit right there.
You only get to where you want to be by taking that drive and going with it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a project yesterday. It was actually due today. 11 different contractors. I was able to send it out yesterday before I left, and then I received an addendum this morning.
No.
And it was a quick, easy fix.
Yeah.
So I was able to turn it around and send it all back out to them before 7 o'clock.
Okay. And if anybody watching this video, if they wanted to look into the Phoenix, how would they find this?
It's an app on your phone. It's now called New Form, I believe. I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, it's called New Form now.
New Form?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do? They just download that app?
Yeah, you download that app, sign up for it, and you'll get notifications for. There's a yoga event going on tomorrow, and then in July there's a sober pool party volleyball tournament going on. They do a float down the Salt River
You do volleyball like what, once or twice a week?
once a week right now.
Yeah.
Getting ready to start hosting my own event on Tuesday nights.
Cool. What is that like?
Bunch of sober friends hanging out, talking a lot of crap, having some fun.
Mm.
And it's a blast.
Right.
Great cardio too.
Yeah, because you need it.
Yeah, I mean I'm kind of fat.
I'm just kidding. So, Mikey, obviously this is What's Your Win podcast. What's your biggest win?
My biggest win is I am living the best life ever today.
I didn't understand that.
Stupid phones.
Let's redo that. Okay.
My biggest win is I'm living the best life ever today. I have never been this successful in my life. That is my biggest win.
And in about 4 to 5 months, you're going to have your own place, your apartment, right?
Yes.
You're going to bring your son.
Yep.
To come live with you.
That's my next goal, my 16-year-old boy.
That's so cool. It just shows that when you put one foot in front of the other and you do what you're supposed to do, you show up and just keep doing what you got to do.
Show up
It
and
works.
show out every day,
Yeah.
and you will get noticed. Don't seek it. Keep driving.
Prove it. But you have to want it. You have to be all in. You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to screw up in your life. It's going to happen. I've done it a couple times now.
Mm-hmm.
And just own it and run with it.
Right. Pick yourself up. Dust yourself off.
Yeah. If you don't make mistakes, you'll never learn.
That's very true. Well, Mikey, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So what's your win? Let's celebrate it together. Let's hear it. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Sorry I can't be there. No, this madness is going on. I got some family stuff to take care of today, but here I am sitting at home waiting for my little minion to wake up so we can go run around today.
Nice.
So you guys have a good one.
You too, Joel. We'll see you tomorrow.
Morning. My win, of course, is getting set up to go skydiving. Also, I got to help a friend provide some information to her so she can hopefully get herself into a facility. So that was a win for me, trying to help people.
Residential, I'm out here killing the game, and I just thank y'all.
Nice. Who else you got out there?
Well, my win for today actually is I finally went out last night and I got some roast beef. So I actually got lunch today. That is a huge win. And then another win was we got all the walls knocked out. And now we're just doing doors. All 5 of us are on doors, and you know what? I don't know where we're going to end up, but hopefully we'll be able to finish this mother sucker.
All right.